Welcome to the Resilience Lounge. Today it's going to be really good. The alarm blares at 5:30 a.m. Before your eyes are fully open, the mental checklist begins. Get the presentation slides ready. Pack the lunches. Is it library day at school? Did you remember to sign that permission slip? Who's handling dinner? By the time you've had your first sip of coffee, you've already run a marathon in your mind. If this sounds familiar, you're in the right place. You are one of the millions of women navigating the intricate, often chaotic dance of motherhood and a career. Welcome to the Resilience Lounge, the podcast, where we untangle the complex realities of modern life. I'm your host, Dewan, and today we're diving deep into a topic that resonates with so many of us: the tightrope walk of balancing a professional life with the profound responsibilities of motherhood. It's more than just a juggle. For many, it's a daily feat of resilience, strategy, and sheer will. In this episode, we're moving beyond the platitudes of leaning in to provide tangible strategies for working mothers. We'll explore practical ways to manage your time and energy, but we won't stop there. We will also confront a crucial, often overlooked aspect of this conversation: the deep seated racial disparities that make this balance significantly harder for women of color. We'll examine the systemic barriers and the minority tax that compound the daily pressures. And we will dedicate a special focus to the superwomen among us, the single mothers, exploring their unique challenges and the powerful strategies they employ to succeed. Furthermore, we'll discuss the critical role of workplace culture and policy in either alleviating or exacerbating this struggle. We'll also touch on how to have conversations with our children about our work and why it matters. So grab that lukewarm coffee, find a quiet moment, and let's get started. This isn't just about surviving, it's about finding ways to thrive, to find joy in the chaos, and to build a life that feels authentic and sustainable. We'll explore practical ways to manage your time and energy, but we won't stop there. We will also confront a crucial, often overlooked aspect of this conversation: the deep seated racial disparities that make this balance significantly harder for women of color. We'll examine the systemic barriers and the minority tax that compound the daily pressures. And we will dedicate a special focus to the superwomen among us, the single mothers, exploring their unique challenges and the powerful strategies they employ to succeed. Furthermore, we'll discuss the critical role of workplace culture and policy in either alleviating or exacerbating this struggle. We'll also touch on how to have conversations with our children about our work and why it matters. So grab that lukewarm coffee, find a quiet moment, and let's get started. This isn't just about surviving, it's about finding ways to thrive, to find joy in the chaos, and to build a life that feels authentic and sustainable. Let's begin with the biggest myth of them all: the idea of perfect balance. The image of a serene woman excelling in the boardroom and then effortlessly baking organic cookies with her smiling children is a fantasy. It sets an impossible standard. The first, most crucial strategy is to redefine what balance means to you. Think of your life as a music mixing board. At any given time, some tracks, career, kids, partnership, self, are louder than others. The goal isn't to have all tracks at the same volume all the time. The goal is to create a beautiful song over time, adjusting the levels as needed. This means letting go of the 50-50 split every single day. The week of a major product launch, your career track might be at full volume, and you'll rely on takeout and your partner will handle bedtimes. The week your child has the flu, the motherhood track will drown everything else out, and that's okay. Balance is achieved over weeks and months, not in a single 24-hour period. It's about creating a rhythm that works for your unique life. Furthermore, it's crucial to disconnect your definition of balance from external validation. Your balanced life might look messy to an outsider, and that's perfectly fine. It's not about curating a perfect image for social media. It's about building a sustainable, fulfilling life for you and your family. This means resisting the urge to compare your behind the scenes chaos with someone else's highlight reel. True balance is an internal state of being, a feeling of being grounded and in control of your choices, even when life is hectic. It's about consciously choosing where your energy goes and being at peace with those choices. This also involves recognizing the seasons of your life. There will be seasons of intense career focus and seasons where family demands take precedence. Embracing these seasons rather than fighting for a non existent equilibrium, allows for a more gracious and realistic approach to the beautiful, complex song of your life. Our second strategy flows directly from this, embracing the power of no. As mothers and as professionals, we are often conditioned to be people pleasers. We take on the extra project, volunteer for the PTA, and agree to host the family gathering because we fear letting people down. But every yes is a withdrawal from your finite bank of time and energy. Saying no is not selfish, it's a strategic allocation of your most precious resources. So, how do you do it gracefully? At work, instead of a flat no, try, "Thank you for thinking of me for this project. My plate is full right now, and I couldn't give it the attention it deserves. Perhaps Sarah would be a good fit." In your personal life, try, "I'd love to help, but I'm overcommitted at the moment. I can't volunteer this time, but please keep me in mind for the future." A polite no honors your limits and creates the space to say yes to what truly matters. Strategy three goes beyond simple delegation and gets to the heart of the issue for partnered mothers, forging a true partnership by actively managing the mental load. The mental load is the invisible cognitive labor of managing a household, remembering dentist appointments, planning meals, tracking school events. It is a primary driver of burnout. The goal is to shift from a dynamic where one person is the manager of the household delegating tasks to one where both partners act as co CEOs. Start by making the invisible visible. Use a shared digital calendar or a whiteboard to map out all the recurring tasks and responsibilities. Then assign ownership of entire domains. For example, your partner is now fully in charge of groceries, from planning to shopping to putting them away. Your teenager is in charge of taking out the trash and recycling without reminders. This will feel uncomfortable at first. Things might not get done exactly as you would do them. Let it go. The goal is completion, not perfection. And don't forget to outsource beyond your family if you can. A cleaning service once a month, a grocery delivery app, or hiring a neighborhood teen to help with yard work can buy you back hours of your life. Next, let's reimagine time management. Techniques like time blocking can be a game changer. Dedicate specific blocks in your calendar for specific tasks. For example, from 9 to 11 a.m. is deep work on a major report. No emails, no calls. From 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. is protected family time, no phones. This helps guard your focus against the constant stream of interruptions. Another powerful technique is habit stacking. Link a new habit you want to form with one you already do. For example, after I start the coffee maker, I will write down 3 priorities for the day. Also, learn to leverage the small pockets of time. That 20-minute wait for the dentist, that's enough time to clear out your work inbox. The 10 minutes before you pick up your child from practice, perfect for making that phone call you've been putting off. These small moments add up, preventing tasks from piling up and becoming overwhelming. And finally, the strategy that often feels like a luxury but is actually a necessity: self care. Forget the buzzword. Self care is simply the practice of attending to your own physical and mental needs so you don't burn out. It doesn't have to be time consuming. Build micro habits of restoration into your day. 5 minutes of stretching when you wake up, taking 3 deep, conscious breaths before a meeting, stepping outside for 2 minutes of sunshine, listening to one favorite song with your eyes closed. These small acts are deposits into your well being account, ensuring you have the energy to manage everything else. Our fifth strategy is clear and proactive communication, especially at work. Your colleagues and your manager are not mind readers. If you need flexibility, frame it as a win-win. Instead of saying, "I need to leave at 4:30," try, "To optimize my focus and productivity, I propose shifting my hours to 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. I'll be fully available online for any urgent matters after that. This schedule will allow me to deliver my best work while managing my family's needs." By focusing on performance and reliability, you transform a personal need into a professional strategy. Now, while these strategies can be universally helpful, it is fundamentally important to acknowledge that the playing field is not level. The challenge of balancing work and motherhood is not a uniform experience. For millions of women, this balancing act is made infinitely more difficult by systemic inequities. And when we look at the data, a stark picture emerges. Women of color bear a disproportionately heavy burden. So let's talk about the numbers because they tell a story we all need to hear. According to a 2021 report from the Center for American Progress, nearly 68% of Black mothers and 41% of Latina mothers are their family's primary or sole breadwinners. This is compared to just 37% of white mothers. Let that sink in. For a vast majority of Black mothers, the financial stability of their entire family rests solely on their shoulders. There is no option to lean back or take a less demanding role. Their income is not supplemental, it is essential. This immense pressure is compounded by the persistent racial and gender wage gap. As detailed by the National Women's Law Center, for every dollar paid to a white, non Hispanic man, a Hispanic woman earns just 57 cents and a Black woman earns only 64 cents. This gap extends to a wealth gap. The Federal Reserve reports that the typical white family has 8 times the wealth of the typical Black family. This means less of a financial cushion for emergencies, less ability to invest in education, and fewer resources for things like quality childcare. Let's imagine what this looks like for a hypothetical person. Call her Maria, a Latina mother. She earns less than her male counterparts for the same work. She's the primary breadwinner. An unexpected car repair isn't an inconvenience. It's a potential crisis that could mean choosing between fixing her car to get to work or paying the rent. The chronic stress of navigating this financial precarity on top of all the usual pressures of work and motherhood is immense. These disparities are the result of decades of systemic barriers, discriminatory hiring practices, underfunded schools in minority neighborhoods, lack of access to affordable health care, and a childcare system that is priced out of reach for many. This chronic stress also has documented health impacts, contributing to higher rates of conditions like hypertension and anxiety among women of color. Recognizing this isn't about assigning blame, it's about understanding the full context. It means that individual strategies are not enough. We need sweeping, systemic change. Policies like universal paid family and medical leave, affordable, high quality childcare, and a commitment from employers to conduct pay equity audits are essential. And for those in positions of privilege, allyship is key. If you are a manager, ensure equitable promotion opportunities. If you are a colleague, advocate for inclusive policies. True balance for any mother will only be possible when there is equity for every mother. The conversation about these intense pressures leads us to another group who faces a unique and amplified set of challenges: single mothers. If balancing work and family is a tightrope walk for a dual parent household, for a single mother, it's like performing that same act during a hurricane without a safety net. They are the sole breadwinner, the sole caregiver, and the sole decision maker. Their resilience is nothing short of extraordinary, and their journey deserves its own spotlight. The challenges are amplified across the board. The financial pressure is relentless. The logistical load is staggering. There's no one to tag in when you're sick or exhausted, and the emotional weight can be immense. Single mothers often face a profound sense of isolation, battling outdated societal judgments while trying to build a stable, loving home for their children. The loneliness can be one of the heaviest burdens to carry. So, what are the strategies that can make a difference? The most powerful one is consciously and actively building a Village 2.0. In the absence of a partner, a strong support network becomes a lifeline. This isn't just about relying on family who may live far away or have their own limitations. It's about creating your own chosen family. What does this look like in practice? It could be forming a babysitting co op with other single parents in your neighborhood where you trade childcare hours instead of money. It could be joining an online community for single moms that offers 24/7 peer support. It might mean organizing a meal train with friends for those especially difficult weeks. It's about being vulnerable enough to ask for help and building reciprocal relationships where you give and receive support. Your village is your safety net. The second strategy is achieving financial and legal fortitude. This means aggressive budgeting, but also seeking out every available resource, from nonprofits to government programs. Critically, it also means legal planning. For a sole parent, having a will and a designated guardian for your child is non negotiable. It provides an essential peace of mind. Many legal aid societies offer free or low cost help with this. This planning isn't morbid, it's a profound act of responsible love. Third, single mothers must become radical self advocates at work. Your status is not a liability. Your dedication, multitasking, and crisis management skills are an asset. Document your achievements. When you negotiate for flexibility, connect it directly to your performance. You have a unique and compelling reason to be a focused, efficient, and loyal employee. Don't be afraid to own your narrative and demonstrate your value. And finally, a strategy of reclaiming self care and fighting guilt. Guilt can be a constant companion, telling you that any moment spent on yourself is a moment stolen from your child. You must fight that narrative. Your well being is the foundation of your child's well being. By modeling self respect and boundary setting, you are teaching your child a valuable life lesson. So take the time for that coffee with a friend. Go on a date if you want to. Your wholeness as a person makes you a better parent. As we wrap up today's episode, let's reflect on what we've covered. We've talked about moving away from the impossible ideal of perfect balance and toward a more forgiving model of work-life integration. We've highlighted the power of setting boundaries, delegating tasks, and protecting your own well-being. Thank you for joining me on the Resilience Lounge. I hope you leave this episode with not only practical strategies, but also a renewed sense of solidarity and self-compassion. Be kind to yourself and remember the incredible work you do every single day. Join us next time as we explore another facet of our complex modern lives. Until then, take care. If this episode resonated with you, let us know. Like, follow, and give us a heart. We would love to hear from you. To every mother listening right now, whether you're in a boardroom, a classroom, a hospital, or working from your kitchen table, I want you to hear this. You are not alone. The daily struggle, the moments of doubt, the small victories, they are all part of a shared experience. Your work, both paid and unpaid, has immeasurable value. You are raising the future, and you are a force to be reckoned with. We've also faced the hard truth that this struggle is not the same for everyone, and that systemic racism places an unjust and heavy burden on mothers of color, a reality that demands collective action. And we've honored the incredible strength of single mothers who navigate this complex world with a unique set of pressures and a deep well of resilience.